What's good, y'all? Shit, a lot's just been going on. My morale has been super low. Uh, between just things at work, which I think that is kind of pushing me to work on getting my CDL. I mean, the biggest is expensive to try to go to a school for a CDL. And I'm not sure if this is completely legit, but I guess back in the day, and this is what I was suggested to do by somebody that has a CDL license that says they would try to like get me a job and stuff like that where they work if I get it. um, they were suggesting go online or get the book, but they don't DMV don't give out the book list anymore to study. So go online, study for the CDL test. Go then you go there, take the say the written test, but not the computer test, and once you pass, you get a permit. So then you can obviously drive with someone that has the license. So from there, there he said that we'll rent a truck and we'll go around. He'll kind of just show me a little bit of like the basics of driving and things I should know and stuff like that. And then we'll go to the DMV and take the driving portion of it. Hopefully pass. Now I'm hoping that's still like a legit thing that you kind of do. I mean, I know in the past I actually got my permit for a box truck, which is a Class C license. Uh, that was back when minimum wage was 8.25. So well, after my boy and I actually we did that, and the job started us at 8.25, and we talked to a guy that was there for a couple of years that was leaving, and he was still making 8.25. So we were just like, yeah, like we're not going to drive a box truck and work for 8.25. Like that's ridiculous. By the way, I'm walking my boy right now. And so that's just kind of how that cookie crumbled. But I still kind of want to get into it, especially because I hear it's there's one job like 33 an hour plus CDL just pay pretty decent. So I mean, it's just worth the try. Hey, with all that, my bad. Somebody had a dog, but they were cool. They walked away. But my dog's actually really friendly. I actually got someone's number that we ran into with these new neighbors that moved recently, and we talked about having a dog play date. And it's a couple, so I mean it's kind of cool. I'm trying to make some friends with my dog. I feel like he could use some friends. That's what I'm working on. But going back to the CDL, so I'm hoping that that's still a thing because it's just man paying thousands of dollars to get your CDL is a bit much. I mean, which is awesome. Anything would be a great investment, but considering at one time, hopefully you still do it though, that you can go take the practice test and study online, then you go to the DMV, you take the actual test. Once you pass, you're going to get the permit. Then you can rent like a CDL size truck, and then my uncle says that he'll go and just kind of teach me, driving it and stuff like that. And then we'll go to because he has a license as well, so I can use my permit with him. And then we'll go to the DMV. Then once I pass, then hopefully it'll be all Gucci from there. And he'll try to get me a job at his company that he works at, so that could be dope. I'm a bit like always kind of worrisome driving a big truck like that, but man, you got what you gotta do for the money. That's the thing. And I just feel like kind of getting to the point like I'll just do anything for money. Most anything, no gay shit. But yeah, but that's what it comes down to in life. So moving on, a lot of just bullshit at the crib because when we moved in, we had some problems with some of our outlets, and we rent. So we pointed out to landlords, and they were like, "Oh, it's going to be kind of expensive, but like, eventually we can get around to it, but it's not going to be a now kind of thing." And then suddenly one day, a bunch of the lights and everything just stopped working, and our fridge was already having problems back and forth. So yeah, just with a lot of issues with that because I've been trying to bulk put size on. With not having a working fridge is some bullshit. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, I've been doing pretty good in terms of just trying to put mass on. Recently got a fridge, so I've been loving that. I've been getting this healthier milk, which is extra protein, less calories, less fat, less carbs, things like that. Match that with some egg whites and then some peanut butter powder. Even if you don't have protein, shoot, you have about 4 ounces of egg whites, about 20 grams of protein, 1 cup of milk, 14 grams of protein, which also Jewel I saw recently actually had the same type of milk. I got the one from Aldi that I like. The only difference, the main big difference that I noticed was one less gram of protein, but they had it on sale for $1, so you couldn't beat that. So, for like that 14 with the 20, so you're looking at 34 grams of protein. On top of that, I've been getting some the peanut butter, which so I noticed Jewel, they have in the peanut butter section, they have peanut butter powder. They have the smaller one, $10. But then if you go to the workout supplement section, they have a bigger one, which is one for 15, but it's on sale a lot for $10. I'm like, that's so shicey. But luckily, I noticed that after they got me the last time. So because then you add that, like if you up it, because they measure it, the smaller one they measure it at the serving size is 6 gram protein. The big one they measure it, it's 8 grams. So I mean, you can either leave it at 8 or add a little extra, make it 10. So now we're talking what you're adding this. You got the 14 grams from the milk, the 20 from the egg whites, 34 next. So 44 for peanut butter powder. That's some crazy protein. On top of that, add like 2 3 packets of oatmeal, of instant oatmeal, or any oatmeal you want to do. Bam. Then moving on from there, go get your 90-second rice that you can put in the microwave. Go get yourself some tuna packets, tuna from the can, or there's even, I think it says like fresh or something. I'm not sure how fresh that is, but there's also chicken. The only thing about it, all the chicken ones are only like 13 grams of protein. The tuna ranges from 13 to like 19, or from the can is 22. But you could also mix it. You can go get like 13 grams of protein with the chicken, and then get like 17, 18, 19 a packet of tuna. Put that together. Then also, if you have the whole pack of rice, most are 8 to 9 grams of protein for the whole pack of rice. So I mean, that's a pretty solid like foundational meal right there to add. So I feel like those were two kind of big ones for me. And then also recently at Aldi's. So I think with the I noticed I only been back to the gym for about 2 months now. I put on roughly like just 6 pounds. And obviously there's only water weight in there because I've been even taking creatine. And I think back in the day we would call it like loading. Oh fuck. He has whipped the shit out of that corner in front of me. Jesus Christ. I know she Asian, but like, fuck, open your eyes. And I'm telling you, I swear, just damn, like shit like that pisses me off. Like I could have lost my dog right there. Like fuck my legs, like I would have lost my boy. Like there's no lawsuit that would even make that shit worth it. And if I wasn't talking to y'all, I probably would have went off on her too. Because I don't play about lives, bro. That's a soul right there. The soul can't be replaced. Like that car, if I hit the shit gets smashed in can. Well, at least someone's paying attention. So going on from there, some of foundational meals, and another couple things you can kind of add. Go get yourself like roasted chicken. If you really have to get something in, get some microwavable meal. Go ahead, food area, shit like they have stuff that food like already kind of made. You just got to heat it up. I'm not saying make that every day kind of meal, but shoot, if you were about to go hit McDonald's or something fast food, anyways, I think that would just be a way better option. Another thing that I plan to do is make my own kind of like ready to go meals. So I'm gonna get like a brownie pan, and I'll probably put about like one whole egg in each section because we make about 12, and then put 1 to 2 egg whites, probably just one, and then add a little either turkey, probably just do turkey because a little healthier, and leave it like that. So have about 2 to 3 eggs and a little bit of turkey with some cheese in each one, and eat about two of those. I mean, you'd be looking at egg whites alone, you're looking at 10 to 15 grams of protein, not even counting the turkey or the cheese. You ideally you're gonna eat two of them. So even if you make it with 2 eggs, that's 10 grams of protein. Hopefully between the cheese and the turkey, you're having at least five, if not 18 grams of protein. I mean 5 to 8, which making it about 15 to 18 grams of protein. Even if you make it 15 grams of protein for the one, you eat two, that's 30. And then you can even eat that with a croissant, a bagel. And my mind's slipping on some of the other stuff. But man, hell, people got booted too. It's unfortunate. Where are the? You guys heard about the what's damn forgot their names? They're based in Atlanta. Those girls that take the boots off cars. I mean, I was seeing it a lot on Facebook a couple of years ago, but then I know Tommy G even did like a segment on them. But then going back, so I've been doing a lot, kind of at home and things, shit with the work. But hey, dealing with all the stress and the things from work, that's only pushing me more to get on top of trying to get my CDL and to try to work. So I just have a life insurance license for Illinois, and I got Texas and Virginia. So I do still would like to work at a company, especially because around my birthday time, October 7th, I'm going, like 2 years is up. So I'm going to have to pay to do it again. And all the hard work I put into my life insurance, so even though I haven't been using it because I just have some of the companies that I was getting mixed with, I still don't want to lose it. That's still something I worked hard for. So, so I don't want to lose it, but like that's why it'd be good to make some money off of it. And so I could, give me more reason to go back to using it. But hopefully I'll get into, a better life insurance kind of company. And then while doing that, if I can get with the CDL company, that'd be sick. Because a lot of the times getting paid for the whole 8 hours, and they're not even always working 8 hours. They are, but they're sitting in their vehicle. So, imagine working a hard 5, 6 hours and then take an hour to go stop at the gym and then take another hour or two just to make like a few calls in the work truck to try to see if you can get a little sale in or something. Then drop off truck, get home, get settled in a little bit, get back to grinding. And as depressing as like a lot of the stuff is, it's the reason why you got to also work harder. As much as, yeah, it's going to slow you down, it's going to get your mind kind of going and stuff like that. But it's more of a reason just to keep pushing though as well, instead of being like, oh, this sucks, it's hard, and I'm going to give up. As much as people have much as a joke like, yeah, I want to quit my job and just be a crackhead. Obviously you really don't want to. And as much as I could try to look at all the downfall of things and let it be my actual downfall, I gotta try to use that as motivation to do better. Because at the end of the day, if I don't do it, who's gonna do it? And exactly no one. So 1 second, my boy's using the bathroom. So if I could definitely go from what I'm doing now, which like the pay is not even horrible. It's not that great, but it's like, Jen, just after taxes, shit's just foul. Like nobody should be working 8 hour plus, and by the time they pay their taxes, they're making less than 3 grand take home, like after taxes and stuff. Like to me, that's wild. Uh, um, so I mean, that's just a big thing for me now. Still continue going to the gym, working out, trying to show up physically. It's just keeping myself in the game mentally, because a lot of times then that's the hardest thing. One of the things too, I mean, supplement wise, I'm gonna try to keep on with creatine, eat some type of BCA, EAAs, or aminos. You know, whether it's a intra or it's meant to be like recovery. And if to hit something like just some type, I'd rather just kind of have. Like personally, I feel like back in the day, it was so big. Like I'm 31 right now, so I originally started working out probably like 10, 11 years ago, but it's been very on and off, and I haven't been working out for really a couple of years, especially been on my game. So me getting back into the gym now, like just really kind of just even means a lot to me because the past 2 months, you know, I put on 6 pounds of muscle. And not muscle, I meant just 6 pounds. Obviously, I would say it's not all muscle. It's gonna be water weight in there. But hey, the fact that you could still flex an 8 pack, you still got like a little obliques, and you are just kind of changing up whether you're training, eating as much food as possible. Hey, what's up, dude? Biggest thing is definitely in eating because I've I've tried to get zero point 0.5 to 1 gram of protein per body weight. Honestly, if I was doing like a real bulk and getting my meals in, I would probably do a gram, but I wouldn't do a gram off my current body weight. I would do it off the body weight I want to be. I know that's some rich piano shit to say, but if I wanted to put 10 pounds of muscle in, I'm already thinking, feeding myself, like if I am going to put those 10 pounds in. Man, I only got like 254 subs, but to be honest, like I kind of be falling off for a little while. So like anytime I actually stay kind of on top of things, I go live, I start posting a lot of shorts. I mean, shorts and lives are really what give me the most subscribers. Like I really started actually kind of growing from that. Like when I was going live once or twice a day for a while, like a lot, almost every live, I'd get at least one subscriber. So I'm not gonna lie, stuff kind of does pay off. They do kind of charge you in a way. So like if I don't go on for a while, I'll literally start losing subscribers. Like and I'll just see it slowly going down, and then it'll kind of plateau. But I actually really think if I work on getting my videos together, keep posting videos. Like I have a couple of my last videos I posted, kind of me talking before the gym. I was showing my a quick little thing of my actual workouts, and then like a recap of after the gym. And I thought that was a decent video. And I have like two more of those saves that I haven't put out there. So I do think if I get on top of it and actually posting it, I'll be growing a little more in that sense. Now, will I ever like be crazy with it? Probably not. But I see like why not? Because even if I can get 10,000 subscribers and maybe I can get like 1,000 people that actually truly like rock, I think that'd be pretty amazing just as is. Because it's definitely about the people that are truly down for you and support you. But I feel like you have to get yourself out there. You got to trend a little bit, stuff like that, for people to even kind of see you. Like you build your tribe and everything. Hey, I appreciate this. So much love. And if you got any questions, definitely just feel free to shoot out. How you going, man? And oh, I didn't even see this little dog right here. So, like I do appreciate all the love and everything. And yeah, the dogs on both sides of the streets. The thing is, what sucks is like my dog's actually friendly, but I feel like I always have to kind of move because you don't know how other dogs are gonna be. He's this little dog that's barking at my dog, and it's like I'm not mad, but it's kind of like I don't know. Like I have a pity lab mix, so I feel like people look at him like he's the bad boy when he's the bestest boy. He's 11 to going on like 12 years old, so like, he ain't really with the shits like that anymore. I'm in Chicago though. I'm gonna get my exact location just because I'm live. I'm somebody that posts my location once I've already left the area. That's just for safety reasons. It's just kind of funny because I feel like when I be with like my fiance or something, she'd be the person to always post she's somewhere, and I feel like she learned that from me to like always post once you've already left. Um, obviously if I was like really like trending or something like that, I would do like a meet and greet or something and actually give my location. But if we're out eating and stuff like that, thing is like, man, people could be posted up in the parking lot waiting for you, and you never really know. So it's really about just being safe overall. But I know I've been literally all over the place with it, talking about BS I've been doing with the apartment that we're renting. But we have animals, so I'm just very grateful to keep our family together. I hate when people get animals and they have this cute little kitten or a puppy, and then it's like a year old, and then they're like, I can't keep him. I got allergies. And they're willing to just throw the animal that they said that they would do anything for, that they love, and this and that. So, and I just can't do that. Like, and already having an older dog, like a pig lab, I feel like, yeah, bug on you, that it's hard to find places and stuff. So the fact we got to have all of our kids and our animals, we were able to keep our family together, does truly mean a lot to me, because I couldn't get rid of my animals. Like I just couldn't. Like it's not even fair to them. Like like if I didn't have kids, like I'd fucking be willing to just live on the streets to keep my dog. Just because I couldn't like do that to him. Um, but also too, so like I'm in recovery. I've been clean for a year and a few months. My date is 4/20/25 from my DLC. So I feel like I've just kind of just got a little more just love for just pure souls, and I think comes with that is just with animals as well. And then having my dog long term, and then recently having cats. I got two of my cats as kittens, both the black ones, which we love so much. And what's cool about black cats is that black is not a breed. So black cats can be one of 22 breeds. So I say it's like Pokemon one. I want to collect them all. I want 22 black cats, all different breeds. And then we have a orange and white cat that I believe is a oh, I forgot what it's called. He a little chunky boy, but he got thick fur. His name is Queso. I think he's a ragdoll, but I'm not for sure. But just very loving. It's funny because my family always says he looks like me, like he could be your son. I'm like, yo, funny as hell. I was like, because I think because he's like some white, that I'm like white, like the color white. And then he has an orange, but the orange is kind of like a blonde color. And my hair is a dirty blonde. That is funny. I actually feel like my dog Bane, when people say the dogs and owners look the same, I actually feel like him and I kind of look the same in a way. Besides for the obvious that we're opposite colors, I'm white as hell and he's black. That I feel like he's a he's somewhat of a big dog, but he's not at the same time because he's a pit bull lab. So I feel like that's kind of cool too. So he's not as small as a pit bull, but I feel like so pit bulls used to be the nanny dog, and then I believe labs actually became like one of the top family dogs. So I feel like he has like very good just genetics in that sense for being a loving family dog. So I feel like that's actually kind of cool, and I just feel like I'm kind of like the same with that. Just a loving, like pretty somewhat pure person. Obviously I got more faults than he does, but I'm not shysty though. Like anybody you would see on camera, like I would be the same off type of deal. But we also were lean. Like I feel like he has a little bit of like a jackness to him. Like he could be a little more jacked than lean, but to be fair, he's like 12 years old, so he's past being a senior. A senior is at 7. So and he has great chinny chin, which I actually think I have some great chin hair too. Some damn kids, bro. But my facial hair is even kind of like blonde. So I have like a dirty blonde, plus I have like a gold, bright blonde color, plus I have like gray hair, like in my beard and stuff as well. But yeah, I feel like we got similarness to them where we're like I feel like we're an average like size, height, pretty lean, somewhat strong, defensive. Like when it comes to older people and kids, he's a very defensive. Like he'd be the first time that he met you, and he'll literally go under your legs and watch your back. Like, he just has a smell, I feel like for just pure ass people, and it's usually either a baby, little kids, kids in general, or elderly people, and just very just friendly, loving overall. So I feel like if I look like any of my animals, it would be him. My dog and owner, I think is definitely like we're very much so the same in a lot of ways, both a little slow. Oh, my dog's name is Bane, Bane. So yeah, I love him. And so for a little while, we actually had his sister, which was black, just like him. She was actually shorter, but like more stocky. Like she was definitely more pit bull. Like she had the face structure, the leanness. Thing was is like he was the alpha out of the both of them. Like he'd be knocking her over and stuff like that, but then he would also let her win. And I feel like that's how animals play, like to let the other dog kind of win. But like she couldn't separate like kids and playing and stuff like that. So she was definitely like more aggressive. And I feel like yeah, like he somewhat made her aggressive, but he could understand even as a puppy, like, hey, like this is a kid, this is a person, like I'm not gonna be like that. Well, she'll straight up like bite your leg. I'd be falling asleep on the couch and he'd bite like right there and it would just like shock me up. But we were never supposed to have two dogs, and it would just, kind of much because we were holding her for the next person, and the people that had her just couldn't. People that had they were the last two dogs originally. When I was being asked to get them, the guy was trying to sell them, even though I'm against people selling animals. It was somebody within my daughter's mom's side of the family, but so he was trying to breed a dog because he had a pit bull, which actually stayed at our house for a little bit, trying to breed him with a King Corso, and because he was on some broke shit and couldn't buy a living situation, she was staying. Sorry, people that are doing stuff in my place for leaving. So she was staying at the family's house, and she ended up breeding with the lab there. So the family is very like religious. So they pretty much held onto the dogs, the puppies, and were like, "Hey, you can't have them." They did like kick the mom out though. It was kind of like crazy. Like that's why we took the mom in actually because she was like bleeding and stuff. Just had her puppies and they tried like kicking her out like on the street type of shit. So I mean that's messed up. So I actually took her in just because I just couldn't let that happen to a dog. Especially like she just had her puppies and everything and they're not around her puppies and stuff. So but yeah, that became like a whole thing. So we actually are trying to get like they had what's it called? To me I call it like classic pit bull. They were like a tan color with white, and it would have like the white down like the face in the middle and stuff like that. Um, but they were kind of being like sketchy about the dogs, and then I feel like they couldn't get rid of the last two, so they just were like, "Oh, you want one?" And then they kind of pinned them both. Like straight up, there was three dogs in the car, and my daughter's mom actually grabbed one of the tan ones and they like stopped like no that's for somebody else. Like they're very adamant, like I feel like they were not trying to let us have one. Like I don't know why they were kind of like weird about it, but because they had like nobody else were grabbing them, like we took them. And but my point was that just like he just naturally always just been kind of like a loving dog, good boy, naturally just defensive towards kids and elderly people, even if he's just met them. So just when I talk about like just instincts with it, look at this. So dogs are barking. He's not even like reacting. Actually, when he's outside, he really like doesn't even care about other dogs tripping on him because he's like, bro, I'm outside. He's like, you wish you was. And yeah, ever since we moved a few months ago, I walk him multiple times. I walk him a lot more, which honestly, for his health, for his nails, getting older. I mean, it's good just to be doing that. Also, just keeps me more accountable with walking him. It's just, man, he can push it sometimes like 10 times. I take him out in the morning, and then the second time he'll usually go maybe a couple times. So he definitely be a bit much sometimes, but just is what it is. Oh, he's about to try to go in. Oh, we can go a little more, man. But a lot of times, especially in the morning, especially when I would go live, like I do way longer walks with him. So I mean, it is definitely beneficial for me to go live because I feel like he needs to enjoy the outside a little more. But just going back, it's a lot of things I'm dealing with lately. And as much as it kind of brings me down, I try to look like, all right, like this is also why I have to do better for myself. So my work starts like tripping on me, having problems and stuff. Like I do driving, and they'll be like, well, when you're done with your last stop, like you should be back at branch in 10 minutes, and truck needs to be cleaned out, and you got to be clocked out within 5 minutes. Like, yeah, you all this and that. And it's not really realistic for a lot of us. So it's like, I don't know where that comes from. But hey, it's about having patience, relaxing, not fully letting it break me down. I also don't like people lying at me. So she was like, "Oh, you on your phone too?" And stuff. I'm like, "I'm not on my phone. Like, what the fuck?" I did have a headset in, so maybe that's what she was thinking. But I literally had nothing playing. It was still in my ear. But no, but I just look at that as a reason. Like, all right, this is why I got to get on top of trying to get that CDO. And my plan, like, I understand that I'm going to study online because they don't have the book list anymore. I'm gonna go to the DMV, take the written part of the test. Sorry, it's like I feel like probably because I need a shave. And once I pass that, I'll get my permit. My uncle actually has his license, so we're gonna rent a CDL sized vehicle, go in a parking lot. He's gonna show me kind of like the ropes driving wise. Being fun. And then we're gonna go to the DMV, take the written part of the test. Then God willing, hopefully I pass, and hopefully he can get me a position at his job. If not, though, I'm just gonna try to get up with any of them. And that's my response to the bullshit that my work will give me at times because can't let stuff bring you down so much, especially in such a negative way that you want to quit. It's instead of quitting, you gotta do better, you gotta do more. And the second thing is my life insurance stuff expires on my birthday, October 7th this year. So I really try to get with a company that I actually like, that seems like they're decent to work with. So I mean, I think that'd be pretty dope. Be able to get with a company. 'Cause I'm working nights right now anyway. So even if I work nights and during the day, I could work on some life insurance. Then once I get this CD out and I work super early mornings, like I could work on doing it in my vehicle when I have downtime, and then after work as well. And that's just the route I'm gonna try to go in that sense. So it'd be nice if I could do both. In addition, just trying to stay up, keep going to the gym, get my supplements. One of the things is I'm actually gonna chill. I feel like at one time we saw always buy like pre-workout was big, protein was big, which protein they're taxing right now. So being so, I'm trying to replace a lot of pre-workouts with creatine, BCAAs, EAAs, things like that, actual supplements that may put on muscle and be a little healthier for me. And then, still try to get some type of protein, but get a decent one, but mostly have real foods. So that more consists of egg whites, instant oatmeal, 90-second rice, tuna, chicken, like the packets. There's quicker ways for me to get protein and carbs in, so I'm not always trying to rely on shakes. is a big one for me. And having all these is just huge. They have a protein powder that is like watermelon flavored, which I'd rather be more like vanilla chocolate kind of thing, but it's a good quality price. Plus, a lot of protein powders now have concentrate in them, and these are isolated like whey, which is very kind of hard to get. So I feel like that's pretty awesome. So you have that for my protein powder instead of the other ones, and it's 15 servings. I think either $22 or $25. So I'm not saying it's a crazy good price, but I feel like considering how the level of good that it is, for the price, I think is pretty nice. So I'm gonna get that. Then I'm gonna replace, a lot of pre-workouts with I'm gonna buy sample pre-workouts from the store. Then plus I already have one. I'm God by Insane Labs. So I'm just gonna continue kind of just using that. I might even buy small individual things, example like L-carnitine, beta alanine, just kind of add it, make it my own kind of things and stuff. But I would rather replace pre-workouts with creatine, aminos, BCAAs, and everything. So work on actually putting on size. Replace big these big overpriced protein shakes that a lot of them actually have not the best quality protein either. I feel like some of these big ones I actually like Rule One, BioWhey. Now, even though they have like a whey, they also have concentrated whey protein as well. I'm like, what's up with all this concentrated protein? Like they're being cheap. So I'm gonna go a little different route with the protein. Then plus I'm gonna work on having a lot of real foods, egg whites, oatmeal, rice, chicken, tuna, healthier milk, peanut butter, powder, just kind of so forth with that. Because I like real foods, vitamins, like nutritional stuff is really going to be my best friend. A lot of these. Can you go into the gym at least 3 to 5 days a week? Ideally, I'd rather go 4 to 5 days, but just at least if you can just go as much as you can, even if it's not the best week. Also, if you got a couple of dumbbells at home, I mean, you can always try to make some little workout with your dumbbells and your body weight just to kind of have you doing something for the day or run, get yourself some cardio for the day. However, so I just got a couple of things, I'm trying to do and working on. A lot of obstacles, a lot of shit going on just mentally, financially, and things as well. But it's all about pushing through, still working hard, and just doing the best we can. Try not to be at a standstill, try to grow, and eventually, things will get a little better from there, rather than complaining and stuff and things are not getting better. So just a lot of the stuff I'm doing, workout wise. Ultimately, everything I'm trying to do is bulking, even though it's not this big, like kind of bulk. It is a level of a bulk that I'm doing. I appreciate all the love, the comments, the likes. If you're a subscriber, if you're not a subscriber, appreciate you subscribing, at least checking out a couple other videos, see if this resonates with you. Much love, peace.